so excited.
It's time for Two Guys and a Goalie with Dustin Nielson, Matt Kassian, and the goalie, Joaquin Gage.
What is happening, everybody? How you doing, nasties? It's a beautiful Thursday lunchtime. Is that what you'd say? You can't say afternoon yet, can you?
No.
So
I
what
thought
would
you
you
were going
say?
to go into. I thought I was doing it with Dusty after that, and
What is happening? What do you say? It's a beautiful Thursday lunch hour.
it's cold.
There is a briskness to the air. I don't mind that.
I don't know what to wear.
Well, I like that hoodie, and Hernan likes that hoodie.
I know you guys.
We were talking like it looks elite. What is that? What is Eli Wilson goaltending?
Yeah, Eli. I think he's a couple years younger than me. I remember the first time I met him. It was like I would go out to UBC and just go on the ice all day. And he was another goalie.
Okay.
From Vancouver, and we were kids. And then years later, I look on TV and he's the goaltending coach of the Ottawa Senators.
Really?
Yeah.
So this is a goaltending school?
One of the most successful goaltending schools, I'd say, on the planet. He goes all over the world with his school, yeah. And he has one in Spruce.
Okay.
I think there's one, I'm not positive. I've worked it a couple times when it was here. It's out in Stony and Spruce that he runs at Christmas time and then again in the summer.
Really? Mm-hmm. So guest coach, eh? So are you putting the pads on, or are you in that situation, do you wear goalie skates on the ice?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Even though you're not in pads?
Yeah, no.
That's a goalie thing, right?
Yeah.
Would you be laughed at if you wore like tacks out there that were just regular skates?
Well, goalie skates now look like player skates.
Do they?
Yeah.
Not when you played.
No, we got the big cowlings around them, right?
Yes.
So, and no one's throwing out a kick save anymore, so you don't really need them. But no, I was just tracksuiting it, and he gets all the young, like I think there's a couple guys that actually play in the NHL now. He had them as junior shooters.
Okay.
And so, just to go to the stations, and I would get my station, whatever we're working on or whatever. He's a very meticulous guy. And he's good at what he does. He's really good at what he does.
Clearly, if you're pumping out hoodies like that, you must be successful.
I go, full disclosure, sorry, Eli, but sometimes he invites me out. And I'm just going there because we hit Boston Pizza right beside the rink and have a few drinks.
Here for the beers.
Yeah. And some old stories and stuff. But if you are looking for, there's some really good goaltending schools here in the city. I know Ian Gordon's has a great one that I work with sometimes. But if you're looking for something else, look up Eli Wilson.
Okay. Eli Wilson. There you go. That's your fun fact of the day. This is Two Guys and a Goalie presented by GS Construction. GS Construction is hiring now. They're looking for experienced pipe layers, operators, topmen, and superintendents. Visit gsconstruction.ca. A reminder as well, you are watching EST, which is presented as a whole by Play Alberta. There's going to be some fun plays coming up. I was working on something. I'm cooking something up.
I heard some coming in. Lots of games tonight.
Lots of games, but obviously the one in this market, the one we're going to be focusing on is as the Oilers on a back-to-back are heading to take on the Blue Jackets of Columbus. But before we get to that, we got to talk about last night's game. And before we talk about last night's game, it is Grey Cup week.
Yeah.
Joaquin. It is I love it. Obviously I love the CFL. I think actually everybody in this office has a very, baseline is high in our office as far as CFL awareness, knowledge. But when it comes to the Grey Cup, I mean, it's just it's a totally another level. Maddie is jettisoning off to Winnipeg tonight. He'll be taking in the festivities. Gager, where do you watch the Grey Cup game? What are you eating? What's going on?
There's tons of birthdays on my wife's side. Well, in our family, I guess you could say, this month. So it being on a Sunday, and usually around this time where there's November break too with school.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's only one kid. My daughter's the last one. My two nieces are at the U of A. My son's done school. So there's no reason to go home early on a Sunday. Usually that as much anymore. But there was usually a birthday party on that Sunday that would be celebrating with the game on. So at some point, that's what we would be doing. So.
Now we are going to be joined by Matt Kassian, who will be coming in here in a bit. So we'll have to get his take on it. Now, Gage, you're a foodie. I mean, show the people what's sitting beside you. That's a beautiful looking Sammy there.
I just picked this up at the Italian market. Right?
Well, yeah, but
I
it
do
looks
add
beautiful.
a few things to it. So I get the arugula and throw that in there as well. But I don't know. Do you get recognized out in the wild at times?
Me,
now? No, never. Not yet.
I once or twice.
Okay, me too.
You know what, Gage? Can I tell you something honestly, secretly,
Yeah.
in front of everybody? I'd like to get recognized
Would
more
you?
often. Yeah, you must get it all the time.
I don't
but it
get
would
it-
be cool in front of my kids.
Yeah,
because then they'd be like, "Ooh,
yeah.
Dad, you cool guy."
Well, I don't know. My wife, when it happens, she's like, "Ugh, they listen to you." And I listen to you all the time. I can't stand you. Sometimes I feel I'm taken aback, first of all.
Sure, yeah.
And then I'm worried about if I said something to offend them, and then I'm worried if they're gonna critique me. But most of the time, it's just really nice people. But today in the parking lot, I think. Because I had to get here. Right? My focus was singular in getting to the office. And I think I walked in front of a truck because the person, I don't know what they said. I couldn't really tell, but it said, "Enjoy the sub, you jerk," or "Enjoy the sub, Gager." And
It was Gager. It was Gager.
I don't know precisely what it was because I was a little bit further away and I was it was muffled. And I was like, did he call me a jerk because I cut him off, or is he a fan?
That would take some stones to just outwardly call you a jerk.
Well,
You're
far
not
away.
a small man.
Yeah, well, from that distance, I might look a little smaller.
Oh, yeah. Well,
And he was in a souped-up truck. So
okay, we are now joined by the other guy in Two Guys and a Goalie, Matt Kassian. Cass, how you doing? We were asking, it's Grey Cup week. Where are you watching? What are you eating come Sunday, Cass?
I'll be watching from home. Haven't decided on the menu yet. I will be sitting there angry the entire time because I want both teams to lose. So
that's good.
I don't know if it's possible for that to happen.
Now,
Which
can I
means I'll
just
be sitting there grumpy the entire
can I
time.
interject here, Cass? Because I find it incredibly odd that you are considering the menu, knowing what Gage and I know about your amazing sausage. What was it? Sausage or
queso.
chorizo?
No, it's queso, yeah, with the queso with the homemade chorizo. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing with that stuff though. Like that stuff is so bad for you. No, it's delicious, but it's like so bad for you. And I don't know. I don't think we're having people over for it. Like I'll probably just have it on and kind of watch with the kids and be paying attention. Again, because I want both teams to lose, but I'll still watch it. So it probably won't be queso, but the queso is deadly. That's the only reason we get invited anywhere.
Top shelf.
I thought that'd be like milk in your fridge. Kat.
Yeah,
So
it's always on the ready.
we're out of queso.
Yeah, you gotta give time to go again. Yeah, you know what? I would be 40 pounds heavier or 50 pounds heavier if that was the case, because that stuff is liquid gold. I don't know if I told you guys, but like we have a lot of our family friends and people ask for the recipe and we don't give it out. Like I'm not allowed to share the recipe. And there was some of our friends. It was like when we first started making it, we'd shared the recipe with them, and there's some good friends that they're cloning now, but they live with us down in Texas. They were down there at the same time, and they have the very original version, and so they're like the only ones that have it. However, it's changed dramatically since then because I'm always tweaking and tinkering with that sort of stuff. So no one has the true recipe as it is now, although there's really good queso recipes online, and I recommend you find them because
Do you guys have a recipe book? Like, do you? Because
My daughter does.
oh, does she like
actually,
tinker and?
Yeah, she'll find. She bakes. She loves baking.
Yeah, you
so
need
she
to
has
do
a
that.
really good baking recipe book, and yeah, she'll tinker a bit.
But I mean an actual notebook where you're
where she's
like,
keeping notes. No,
and doing different things.
my wife's great grandma Gigi, as we
Yeah.
affectionately call her, had that and had the cue cards in the little
Yeah.
box where you'd have a little recipe. I mean, now everything's on your phone.
I know, but I should start because there are some recipes, and again, my wife's grandmother and mom had, and she's kept them and rewrote them in a cooking book, all the original recipes to
Good
things.
for her.
And I tinker at stuff, and then sometimes my wife will go, "What's in that?" And I'll go, "I don't know." I can't read, so I should probably start writing it down. Do you write it down, Cass, if you're getting all creative and mad scientist?
Nope. I probably should.
Yeah.
And it's just like this, that. No.
Yeah.
Like I have a general idea. Like if it's a recipe or something that I've been making a long time, like I would have to sit and measure it out if I wanted to truly write it down for somebody.
Yeah.
But it's like I have a general idea of about how much.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's like, okay, it's about this much, I don't know, chopped up garlic. It's about this much, pepper. It's about this much salt. Whatever it is. It's like I get a general idea, but not.
That's a good name for
Usually
a
not
cookbook, actually.
What comes to top of mind for me that I'm always, like dumplings,
Yeah.
pot stickers.
Yeah.
I make a mean dip for
Okay.
that. That it's kind of like sesame, what's that? Soya sauce based. But I never know the exact parts.
Yeah.
I
you're
should
just
really
kinda-
watch
really
that and
just
do it
try and
right
do
next
it.
time.
Yeah.
And that would be a good one. And same as a homemade vinaigrette, like a balsamic olive
Yeah.
oil based vinaigrette.
That's something that I
The
just
Dijon,
kinda,
that's to taste, I guess,
I
though.
know,
Hey,
yeah.
and sometimes you're feeling a little bit different, a little maple syrup in there,
Yeah.
maybe, and spice it up.
Oh, sweet. You want to know, Jay? You want a little something different to try
Yes.
with your dip, with your pot sticker dip?
Yes.
If you haven't, it's a lot of grocery stores around here have it, so it's actually pretty easy to find. Now, there's multiple different versions of this stuff, and I've been on a little bit of a kick with it, of trying different ones. But if you just get some like Lao Gan Ma, I don't know if I'm saying it properly, Lao Gan Ma chili crisp.
Oh yeah.
Throw a little bit of chili crisp in there. Give it a little umami, I think is the proper term for it. A little savory in there. A little.
Is that
of
like
the,
what comes like on a kimchi kind of, that kind of red flaky stuff, or chili flakes?
Yeah, it kind of, but it's got like, basically it's like they fry garlic and they fry onions and they fry soybeans or ferment soybeans and then fry them. And then they mix it up with chili oil. And so it's like, it's super crunchy. So it adds a crunch to it and it's
I don't think
delicious.
I've tried that. I must.
I'll bring some in.
guys,
I have some. Yeah.
you fry, you can fry your eggs in it too. Like, because it's oil based, you throw it in the pan before you put your eggs down and then drop your eggs into that stuff. Oh, deadly.
Okay, I'm getting too hungry. I haven't eaten anything today. I haven't
neither.
broken my fast. And as Sheesh Edit says, how about the Oilers or NHL? So cooking's part of this show is over. Sheesh, I understand. I apologize. Look, the Oilers won in overtime. Roslovic scores with a minute 20 left in overtime. A beautiful feed from Matt Savoy.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack Roslovic, back-to-back overtime winners, second player in franchise history. Obviously, I think everybody knows after, hearing all this all morning, all night, is Cogliano was the other player in Oilers history that has done it. March 7th to March 11th, 2008. My question to both of you is, what three teams in a row did he score overtime winners against?
Cogliano.
In his rookie season in 2008.
Jeez.
Set the NHL record for consecutive overtime winning goals.
3 in a row.
Wow.
I'll tell you the first one. It was 2 away games and then a home game. The first away game he did it was against the team they're playing tonight, Columbus. Okay. The next game was against whom?
Chicago.
Whoa! Ding, 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 ding.
That's a guess too.
Good
guess.
I
was just thinking like location, like as a.
You're the Rain Man. Then they came home and he did it for a third game in a row against
Kings.
Good guess, but no.
I mean, they're all good guesses.
They would be all good guesses, Cass.
But that was a really good guess.
That was an extremely good guess.
I mean, you're sticking to it's probably not an Eastern team swinging through. So probably someone from the West. I'm gonna go Dallas.
Incorrect. They had that team singing the blues that night.
St. Louis. Really?
Columbus, Chicago, St. Louis. Now, interestingly enough, Jack Roslovic can tie NHL history in his hometown tonight versus his former team, which would be just simply amazing. But Jack Roslovic, Cass, I'll start with you. Just how impressed have you been, given what you thought of this player coming in under the terms that he came to this team? How impressed have you been with Jack Roslovic?
Well, it was like a slow impressed, right? Like it wasn't all at once where he didn't blow me away all at once. It took some time, which shouldn't be surprising, missing training camp. So he took some time to hit top form. But recently I've been very impressed. And it was that first game when they tried him and Podkolzin and Draisaitl together where you're like, oh, wait a second, there's something here. There's something here with this guy. Not that we knew he could potentially score goals. The guy's been a 20-goal scorer. Like he's scored goals. But actually seeing his effectiveness and when he's playing well, it took a little bit of time, took some games. But I think that first game, and I'm trying to remember exactly who that was against, that first game where they put that line together and it was like, oh, there's something here. Now the team still played horrible, if I recall correctly, but that line was like a bright spot. And I think ever since then, it's kind of been like he's just been feeling more and more comfortable, found a groove, and now the confidence is there to where he's potted a couple huge goals in overtime. Now this one may be a little bit easier. It was a beautiful feed by Savoy on that. But hey, you still got to get there. You got to be in position. You got to find a way to put it in, and he did, which is huge. I talked before the Oil Stream pregame show with Tom Gazzoli yesterday, and we were talking about how with Hyman returning again, most likely not today, probably on the weekend, but with Hyman returning, Roslovic is the only guy that is like cemented his spot as of right now in that top six with McDavid and Draisaitl. We're like, yeah, this guy is probably not going to move off of this. Now he might, lines change all the time, but he's going to be a guy where it's like we're not even considering moving him right now because of how he's playing. So it's been super impressive how he's found a way to have an impact on the games recently and play very, very well. Yeah,
Walker. I mean, that was a great, I guess, description of what he's brought. But is it surprising to you a player that came in that late has created such chemistry so fast and really solidified, like Cass said, his spot in that top six?
Well, if I look back to when he first came, right? So where do you look? You look at the past performance, everyone talking about, wow, this is a 20-goal scorer, like Cass said, but you're also going, why? Why isn't he signed yet? And
exactly.
you heard the rumors that he had something close with Edmonton, and Edmonton was like, well, I think that's a little too rich for our blood, and kind of fell through the cracks, and under, we kind of a little bit of investigation, there was rumors that wasn't always the best in the room, or there was some other things. So right away, the warning signs are going up. But like we've seen in the past with a few players that have joined this organization, I don't want to say it was this his last hope for doing something here, but I think in other cases it was for certain players, and they got the ball and ran with it. Now, as for the start, did he impress me? No, but there were certain instances that showed, okay, this guy, there is definitely something there. Just with a touch pass, a quick shot, like his first goal, I think he looked off Leon Draisaitl, right? And we saw Philp the other night go on a 2-on-1 and tried to force it over there
yes.
but you have to have confidence as a player that, you know what, I'm not going to pass to one of the best players in the game right now. I'm going to shoot this in the net myself, right? So right then I go, okay, that's a swagger that you need. He was saying the right types of things. I liked what he said because that confidence kind of came through the TV for me. And I don't think that confidence has ever wavered with, and that's a skill to have as a professional athlete. This is a guy that believes in himself, and he scored the 2 biggest goals of the season so far for the Edmonton Oilers.
Yeah, I mean, well said. And with a guy that's coming in with a cap hit of $1.5 million, he's got 11 points through 16 games played. He's +5. I mean, he's by far and away exceeding expectations here in Edmonton. And you look at another player who's been the brunt of a lot of questions in Trent Frederick, who's a cap hit of $3.85 million, has 1 point to show. But do you think these last 2 games in particular have been a step in the right direction for Trent Frederick? Gage, I'll start with you.
Yeah. I mean, he took a little bit of a whooping the other night. I still want to see more from Frederick, though. Like there are shifts where I see that he is trying to engage physically with players, but I don't know. I didn't watch Trent Frederick a lot. I'm just going off what people said, and from what I heard from before, it sounded like there was a little bit more of the dark arts with Trent hanging around the crease, maybe an extra snow shower, just imposing his physical presence on guys and being more of a nuisance. I think I don't know if that's in his nature or not. Some guys just don't have it. It's all retaliatory, not an instigative nature. It is to get under the skin of opponents, and maybe that will come. But I do think there's something there with Trent Frederick, and maybe we have. And I know we were joking around here, but maybe he's Connor Brown 2.0. Mm-hmm. Maybe it takes till March, and then all of a sudden, that's why they signed him for 8 years. Maybe 3.8.
Maybe you could be right. I hope you're right. It is absolutely steps in the right direction, though. I'll agree on that. It's steps in the right direction. Now, he was kind of billed when he was traded for as a guy that can be physical, that's going to be, in the other team's face, going to be around the net, going to be frustrating to play against. You're not going to be a heavyweight tough guy, but it's going to be able to walk that line a little bit. And we just haven't seen it. He lost that fight horribly. However, is bad. And from a technical standpoint, just watching it, and I was telling Tommy this, like I was sitting watching at the game with Brant Myers, who's an old tough guy as well from the NHL. And we were just kind of like, ooh, with what he was trying to do against the guy that was quite clearly out of his weight class. However, I have a tremendous amount of respect for him knowing that something needed to happen, and knowing that the team needed something, and knowing that he needed to do something. And then he followed it up. And I know there's people that don't like that late penalty yesterday that are like, it's a stupid penalty. Maybe. At the same time, he was there around the net. And for me, I'm like, if we're thinking steps in the right direction, I'm like, okay, guy gets in a fight. First time we've really seen him on the score sheet do anything like that, like where it's like, okay, there's something. You could go new school and like, fighting doesn't ever change anything or does nothing and it's just stupid all you want. I don't care. The reality is, it can change games, and it can change mental attitudes, and it can change energy and excitement. And even through the losing the fight, seeing his team try to encourage him as he is going to get like zipped up and looked at is a huge positive to me. And then he follows it up by trying to engage way more physically than we've seen him before at any time, playoffs or during this regular season in the game against Philadelphia. And he's going hard to the net. And yes, you take a penalty, but Corey Perry took some of those penalties. Not that he's going to be Corey Perry, right? Evander Kane would take some of those penalties. Not that he's going to be Evander Kane, but like if you want a guy to be physical and to try to walk that line, you're going to that's going to happen on occasion. And to me, it just communicated that he's trying to do a little bit more in that regard, that he is aware that he has to impact the game, that he's making steps towards it. Does he get all the way there to what we hope he can be, want him to be? we'll see. We don't know. It could take until March, as Gage said. Like we don't know. But for now, at least the last 2 games, we've seen some positive progress of him just being more engaged than he has been.
You are listening to Two Guys and a Goalie presented by GS Construction. A reminder, if you haven't yet, hammer that thumbs up. Help us spread the good word of EST, Two Guys and a Goalie, and GS Construction. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so as well. I got to take this opportunity to talk. I mean, you mentioned that you were sitting watching that fight with Brant Myers. So we've got Cass and Myers sitting in the stands watching this fight. 2 of the biggest, baddest, boldest dudes to do it at that level. How fast did you know, or how soon did you know that this was a bad situation for Trent Frederick? And as a secondary question, as Mex Bezozu in the chat, great question. Like, what's the strategy if you know you're outclassed heading into that?
Yeah, about 5 seconds into it, I knew it was going to go very poorly for him. When I saw where he grabbed onto, basically. So he basically grabbed onto the right shoulder of Olivier, and against the bigger guy, stronger guy, that doesn't do anything. It will never do anything. It will not. Like, you're basically saying, punch me in the face. Against someone that's bigger than you, that's saying, punch me in the face. Now, the fight started in tight. And again, when he grabbed there, I was like, ooh. Now, for a smaller guy that you're fighting someone bigger, stronger, tougher, whatever, that you are outclassed generally by, you want the fight to start in close, which is what happened. Now, when you do that, you have to, and different guys have different techniques, different opinions, that's fine. But this is, in my opinion, if a guy did this to me and I knew I normally would beat the snot out of the guy, this is where it gets more frustrating or more difficult to actually hit the guy, is I would say, and this is what I tell young players, because sometimes I'll help them out and junior guys on the ice, is you got to go elbows in. And what I mean by that is you have to have control of the guy between, like on his arm, his jersey, between his shoulder and his elbow, ideally as close to the elbow as you can get. And you have to have that jersey, and you can't be pushing the pressure out away from his body. You have to be sealing it in towards his body. So elbows in. So if you think about you're on the outside of his arm, and you're trying to push it into his body, because then you cannot, as someone trying to throw with that right hand, even if they're kind of hitting you a little bit, you cannot fully extend, you cannot fully rotate, you cannot actually really throw hard in that situation. And then, again, if you're going, like for Frederick, obviously best case scenario is a win, but a draw is a win. I mean, even in some situations, a loss is a win from a fighting standpoint. And I think for the Oilers, emotionally at this point, like even a loss fight is still, like, barring like getting completely KO'd, like just standing in there and doing something was a win at the end of the day. But even better would have been if he would have been, able to pull a draw on that fight. And it's like if you fight for a draw on that and you close elbows in, and then you don't get hit as badly as he did. And then, second big mistake for him, first was where he grabbed with his left hand. And the second was when he did get hit, he just dropped his head down.
Yeah.
He dropped his head down. So I tell young guys this too, and when I'm working with them, you generally, unless there's a couple guys that you are like, okay, here's how you want to beat the snot out of people. For some of them or most of them, it's like, hey, how do you protect yourself if something happens? How do you not get punched in the mouth over and over again? How do you not get black eyes and stitches and all that? Is you gotta close distance again and find a safe spot, typically on the guy's shoulder. Like, you get hit, the first instinct should not be to put your head down like this and to try to turn your head away. Because if you do that, A, you can't see it coming. B, you're just opening yourself up to exactly what happened, which is just uppercut, uppercut, uppercut. And that's, particularly because you have a helmet on, like if you dip your head and tuck your chin, you can protect yourself a lot better than just kind of dropping forward at the hips, which is what he did. So there's, from a technical standpoint, there's all kinds of things that I was just cringing, and Mizey was too at it. But if you're not fighting all the time, sometimes it's hard to think those things through or to have the habits that are going to protect you in those scenarios. But yeah, I mean, he closed the elbows, Mex Bezozo. That's the biggest thing from a hockey fight standpoint. You're fighting a bigger guy. You're outclassed. You got to get on his elbows and you close it in. And if that means both sides and you're wrapping him up and you're not even throwing a punch and you're going full like Zach Stortini, Huggy Bear style, like you close those elbows, you get them in and you hold on until the referees get in. Now, it doesn't matter. You maybe you throw one punch, two punch. No one's going to care. People are just going to be excited that you were there. You showed up. But yeah, I mean, maybe that went a little bit too long, but yeah, in a nutshell, is you got to protect yourself. And first way to do that is to seal the elbow. Elbows in, and then ultimately, the left shoulder of the player you're fighting is your safe spot. If you can get your head towards that, if you have to pull a guy in close, that's where you want to go. Don't drop your hips. It's not natural that you want to close the distance when you're getting hit hard, but that's what you got to do. You got to move in tighter because they can't get hit as bad that way.
Well, I mean, that's awesome. That is such a great breakdown of something that the average Joe like myself, that, not a hockey player, just has wondered, what do you do in that situation? And it's got to be very, very fast. Gager, when were you ever in a goalie fight?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How'd you do? How many?
3 altogether.
3.
I think I'm one. I'd say 1 win, 1 loss, and a draw.
Okay.
So my first one was against Scott Bailey, a cop in the city here, and he.
What level was this at?
This was major junior. He was
Okay.
playing for the Chiefs. I was with Portland, and he jumped one of our guys, I guess, and I skated down, and he stroked me right, like I went right in there face first, and I kind of went back, and then he hit me. I think I might have grazed him with a muffin left, and but he got the better of me. I had a fat lip, and then I had it was another bench clearing brawl in Moose Jaw, and Jody Lehman was the goalie there. He followed me around, and he kept going, let's go, and I didn't want to because it was the end of the game. I think we won, and we have goalie. It's so hard to fight with goaltender equipment, and you were just exhausted afterwards.
Yeah.
So, and finally, I just let's do this. And I felt like he hit me the first, and then I hit him. You could say that either of us won, so I would give that one the draw. And then I beat some Swedish kid up in Sweden. He was leaking and on the cover of the newspaper the next day. So,
big bad walk.
So it was big crazy Canadian was the cover of the newspaper.
Was it actually?
Yeah.
Big crazy Canadian.
I haven't told you the story.
You did actually.
I
You
told
were
it
on
to
the
read.
cover, and then you were sitting on the bus, and somebody was.
Yeah. Well, everyone was reading it. And there's my face punching this little Swede. Oh, whatever.
National hero. Wow. We didn't know. Okay. Was that Cass? I'll go to you on this first. I mean, the Oilers have struggled early in pretty much every game they've played this season. Yeah. Was that the best first period? And did that ultimately lead to, what you would think of maybe not the best 60-minute effort from this team, but one of the top certainly for the year, I would think?
I think it was their best game of the year.
Okay.
And I say that because it was from right outside of the gate. And yes, Philly made a push in the second, but teams are going to make pushes. And really even through that, and I know Philly ties the game up, but it's not like they gave up too much. And yes, I know there was a goal that wasn't a goal that got called back at the end, but I do think Edmonton generally played a really good game. There was, you didn't have major breakdowns. There was little things and on the goal against, there's little things, but I just appreciated throughout the first half of that game in particular, they controlled the play. Now, again, little things. I would have liked more bodies around the net, more fighting for second opportunities in front of Philly, and trying to generate some more offense and actually have the puck go in to extend the lead. But they were dominant in controlling, and I thought that was the first. And in that style of game, that was the first time against a team that generally plays really good defense too. I should say in Philly that sells out playing defense. I thought, to me, that was the first time this season, and I know there was some decent games like the Vancouver game 2 of the season. There were some decent games throughout there. And the Islanders, the second half of that game when they played really well, that's you could talk about that too. But it was the first time coming out at the start of a game where I watched that team and I was like, okay, this team looks really good. I was like, oh, this team looks like it's a team that's going to win. Oh, this team looks like a team that's going to control this game and that's going to win, but not just doing it for a shift. They did it for an extended period of time. And it was a huge positive for me that they were able to do it and do it after winning a big overtime game against Columbus. That was, an up and down game, to say the least.
Walk. I mean, they outshot Philly 13-5 in the first quarter. They had the last 8 shots, but I think what's most impressive about that, they were 12 of 14 in the faceoff circle. Getting possession of the puck is one of the hardest things to do in hockey. and they were doing it on a regular basis in the first period. What were your thoughts on how that game started? And ultimately, do you think that when you have that, is that the power of a positive first period, is being able to get through a game like that?
I think so. I think the last bit of the previous game and overtime bled into the first period of this game, right? Which is what you want from your team. I still struggle watching this team with what you said, Cass, and that is the second chance opportunity. That it just seems like they don't care about that. I know that the puck possession time was really quite good, but you didn't see them generate tons. For them, the amount that they had the puck, they just didn't create enough for me and go to those hard areas. Like I don't know why this team doesn't think that. Well, it seems that they don't think a shot and a rebound for a goal is a good play. Like it has to be something like that's probably played on Sportsnet for a couple nights, like get some of those greasy ones. It doesn't matter how you score. Like the greasier, the better, I think, for this team at this point. Because again, I mean, you only scored one goal.
Yeah.
Right. That's not going to cut it. And you don't want to waste performances. They won. That's great. And they got the 2 points, but Stuart Skinner had a solid game,
Well, and that's where I think we should head next, because it wouldn't be a true episode of Two Guys and a Goalie if we didn't talk about Stu Skinner. Look, it's easy to criticize him when he plays poor, but you've also got to then commend him when he plays well, which he did last night. 20 of 21 shots, a .952 save percentage, and they won the game, and they only scored one goal in regulation. This may be a debate. And Walk, I'll throw it to you first. This may be a debate that never ends for as long as Stuart Skinner is an Edmonton Oiler. But when you see Skinner play like that, do you say, okay, there is a goaltender in there that could, put something together?
I've always thought that there's a goaltender that there's there. Like he's a world-class goaltender. They all are.
I guess that's an understatement on my part.
Yeah,
I mean, I know this is a professional NHL goalie, but very highly criticized.
Consistency has been his issue, but a lot of that consistency has been the play of the players in front of him as well. Like he hasn't. I can't remember a game where the Oilers were great, but he couldn't stop anything, and they just kept losing the lead. Like there seems like there's just a point where. Ooh, you'd like a save there. And it's usually an important save. It's a breakaway or a one from the slot. I don't know, Cass.
He's dying.
I hear that. I'm dying because I hear that all the time. Like that's like, you give up a 2-on-1 in a backdoor tap, and it actually happened. And it was like the same game, that Columbus game. So, because sitting with my buddy, Brant was on one side, my buddy Derek was on the other side. And big hockey fan, amazing, long time friend. So we can talk about things. After the one goal, and I can't remember if it was goal 2 by Columbus, but it was a one where it was like basically a tap in, like the Skinner's going to play the shot, and it was a pass to the guy in front who just taps it in behind Skinner.
I remember that one.
His comment was like, "Oh, you just need a save there. You just need a save there." And I'm like, watch the replay is what I said. I'm like, watch the replay. And so we watched the replay. I'm like, watch where his stick is. And I'm like, okay, now watch where Skinner went. Okay. And he's like, well, I guess there's really literally nothing he could have done. And I'm like, yeah, there's nothing he could have done. So I understand, because we hear all the time on the postgame show, oh, you just need a save. You just need a save. You just need that big save. You just need that big save. You just need that big save. And I just like, are there occasions? Sure, where you just need the big save, but it's like, well, you give up backdoor tap-ins. Like, what do you freaking expect is going to happen? What do you expect is going to happen? Like, no one's looking at Philly and looking at Rosovic's goal and being like, you just need a save there. You just need a save on that. You just need a save. You just need a save on that play. Because it's like, yeah, he got froze by Savoy, who was basically could have skated in a breakaway, who did a no-look pass right in the tape to a guy that was able to one-time it back door. And like, no one in their right mind is going to look at that and go like, ooh, you just need a save there.
And so there's so many people that get so caught up with Stuart Skinner because they have such a bias against him that they're just like, I just hear that over and over. Oh, you just need to save in that situation. Oh, you just need that save. You just need that big save.
Let's look at these goals, Cass. So basically, okay. So I'm thinking, let's look at the Roslovic goal against Columbus, right?
Right.
So it's a breakaway, but he puts it under the goalie's arm, right?
Yep.
And to me, and people looking at that's probably most like, oof, if you could get that save, right? Now, you look at the goal last night, and I'm talking about goaltender position. Like, he was in good position to stop that puck, but it went through him. So, and if you tell any goaltender, it hurts when it goes through you. Like, you feel like, oh gosh, I was there. How did that thing go in? Now, I give a lot of credit yesterday actually to Savoy on that 2-on-1 because, and one thing I think when you see, I mean, it happens a lot with Connor McDavid, but he holds the puck right out in front of him. And I know he's able to shoot the puck quick and do things. But when you watch Savoy, he looks right at the goalie and freezes him a little bit with a slight hesitation that he might shoot. And then passes it. Where you watch Connor McDavid come down, I mean, most likely he's going to shoot it unless you just go stand on the other guy anyway. But the puck's always in front all of him the whole time. So it allows the goaltender, well, I can cheat here a little bit because if the puck's right out in front of him, he's in no position to shoot that puck. I've always thought show a little bit of shot so you can get that goalie frozen, get his feet set, so it's way harder to get across. But
yeah,
I just the pucks, and this is just me being a goalie, the ones that went through me, like 5-hole or 7-hole, those to me always felt like stoppable pucks that to me it was like I needed to stop that one.
Yeah. Like just how many how many
ahead,
just as a question for you guys, because I think it's a good topic because again it's just something that comes up all the time. Like, how many times should we be saying, oh, you just needed that one save about the Oilers not winning hockey games? Like, because how many times we say, oh, we just needed the one save, but then on the other side, we're not just like, and we will point it out on occasion, but is the flip like, oh, we just needed that one goal scored. Yeah. Right? Oh, we just needed that one goal scored on the other side, like for the Oilers. Like, I just, to me, it's such a cop-out answer, and I want to be clear, like when Stuart Skinner struggles, you want to say that he struggles. When he lets those in, when they were savable, should have had them. Yes, you should have had them. But I just feel like the expectation is otherworldly. It's otherworldly regarding Edmonton's goaltenders. And that's not just Stuart Skinner, right? Like, that's just goaltenders in general in Edmonton the last 20 years. Really, ever since, Cujo or Roley, it's been like, that's been the expectation, right? Like, it's like they're otherworldly. And they make those saves all the time, and it's just not realistic. Oh, but you look at Vladar on the other end, like, oh, he made some. No, Vladar actually didn't have to make that many good saves against the Oilers because they didn't penetrate the middle of the ice that well for some of their opportunities. Yeah. No, they didn't make it tough on him. Like, oh, well, Bobrovsky this and Bobrovsky. Yeah, Bobrovsky got paid $10 million. You going to trade for Bobrovsky? Is Florida going to let him go?
Well, it should be noted. I mean, with the team with this star power like the Oilers have, McDavid, Draisaitl. I mean, Bouchard should be potting points on from the point. They're 17th in the league in goals for per game played. Right, so that is an offset, and that's probably not raised, brought up enough. Cass, it's all pointed at goaltending when this team should be scoring more. No, Gage?
Yeah, they should be. I just want to go back to the second Makar goal, okay? And I mean, this probably doesn't have any bearing on the outcome of the game at all. But to me, that's kind of a pivotal moment because you saw the slump in everyone after that one. To me, it was a great shot, but I think that was a stoppable puck, right? And that could have, probably not. The Avalanche probably still would have won, but it could have changed the complexity of that game a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I got a great comment in the nasty chat here, so I'm going to say it from Gordon McDowell. Says, just need that one guy to back check, right? Just need the 1, 2, 3, and 4 guys not to watch the other team tap in the goal.
Just need that
Right,
one
like
dumb
that's-
puck.
like that's the same thing, right? On those plays, oh, you just need the one save. Oh, you just need that one defenseman to get that guy stick in front of the net so we can't freaking tap it in. Oh, you just need that one defensive play. Like we could be saying that exact same thing. Oh, you needed that one defensive play so they couldn't get into the zone. Oh, oh yeah, maybe the guy's flying at full speed and made a great play. Oh, you needed to make that one poke check there as a defenseman, right? Like it's such a cop out of a complaint.
That's the right word. That's the word, cop out.
Yeah.
Because
It's a
it's
cop out of
super
a
easy to
complaint.
point the finger at one guy, that guy being the punching bag for this
because it's
team.
the last puck the guy goes by, right? Like
Yeah.
where it's like, now again, if I do, like if it's a poor goal where it's like, yeah, no, that was a routine, should have been easy, should make those saves, then yeah, let's criticize him all you want. If he's leaving rebounds out there, yes, let's criticize him. And there's times that happens. And we criticize him when he does.
Not when he's quadruple screened on a point shot.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Quadruple screen. Well, but that is the moment where people are just like, oh, you just need that save. Like if that would have counted, people would have, that's, I guarantee you, people would have been like, oh, you just need to make that save. And then the comment is, well, how do you expect him to make that save with 4 people in front? And they're like, oh, I don't know. You just find a way to make the save. You just find a way to make the save. And you're like, just shut up. No, like
Cass, we got to relax.
You need Darnell Nurse. You need Darnell Nurse. Like, let's have the say. Oh, you just needed Darnell Nurse to make that save there too, because it went right through his legs. He went down the target block, went right through his legs. You need Darnell Nurse to make just one save. I don't know. It's annoying. So sorry.
Fired
I'll
Up
stop.
Cast
I'm fired up.
is an excellent cast. To have.
Save it for the pre and post.
Yeah, you gotta bring it tonight.
Don't empty
yet.
the tank here.
It is time to get to Hired or Fired for GS Construction. For over 50 years, GS Construction has been proud to serve our communities and work alongside incredible people. Every member of their team has their own story, but they all share one thing in common: a passion for the work we do. Visit www.gsconstruction.ca today. Okay, Hired or Fired. This show's flown by. That's how you're having a fun time. Okay, I'm going to throw to you first, Cass. Hired or Fired. Given that it's back-to-back games, it's easier to carry positive momentum forward, even though you're now playing for the second time in 24 hours?
Yes, I'm going to hire it. I think it is easier to carry that momentum forward because it's short term. You haven't had a chance to bask in it too much. It's like you have to turn the page and move on. But I think the positive energy and excitement is still there. So I'm going to hire it. Yes, it is a little easier on a short turnaround to keep that momentum going.
I'm going to fire it just to be opposite of Cass.
I like it.
I think sometimes it depends on how the game prior went, right? If you get the wheels beat off you, you're hungry and you don't want to think about it too much. And if you lose one, like in a close fashion overtime, you still got that fire. It goes, oh, we were so close, and you want to get back at her. So win or losing, I think, well, maybe I'm agreeing with Cass here. I don't know. But I think it matters of the game before.
Sure.
Of how you can continue that momentum.
Hired or Fired. Walk, we'll start with you. Zach Hyman is expected to make his return soon, most likely Saturday. Hired or Fired, Draisaitl, Podkolzin, and Roslovic is a 100% do not touch when it comes to restructuring these lines.
I think you have to hire it. You have something there. Hopefully, Nabla doesn't get crazy in the kitchen like we do with all the ingredients with what we make. Just stay simple.
I agree. Cass, what say you?
I mean,
and keep in mind, Nuge is going to be returning at some point as well.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. Now, the tricky part is because Hyman's probably going to play with McDavid on that right side. That means Savoy's going to have to move around. Now, do you run Savoy on the left or are you bumping him down? Like, there's going to be some movement that happens. And I want to say hire it, but we've just have seen so much fluctuation in these lines. I got to fire it. I mean, I don't know if it's a lock. I don't know. Should it be? Maybe. Is it? No.
I guess it depends on tonight.
Yeah, everything changes in 5 seconds. Yeah.
Hired or Fire it, Cass, I'll start with you. Ike Howard is on the Oilers roster at the end of this road trip.
Fire it. I think he gets sent down. You don't want him playing 7 minutes a night. Nuge is going to come back. Hyman's going to come back. You got to send somebody down. And he's the only one that doesn't have to clear waivers, and he's not playing a ton of minutes. And you want him playing a ton of minutes. Still a young guy. So he's going to be the guy, in my opinion.
Yeah, hire it. He's the guy to send down. Okay. That's what it is, right? Hire it to send down? Or
yeah. We know what you're saying.
Yeah.
No,
you're
fire it, send him down.
Yeah.
It was a confusing question. I take all the blame for that.
No, I just don't listen.
We're almost out of time here, but one more hire it or fire it. Yesterday was National Soup for the Soul Day. Buying or selling a cream-based soup, and walk a little first. Hang on. Buying or selling. Look at me going into full Reed Wilkins show.
Way to promote your show.
Yeah. Hire it or fire it, Joaquin. A cream-based soup hits better / harder than a water-based soup.
I've had some good water-based ones, but I like my things creamy. I got to say, hire it.
You're hiring it. Cass?
It hits better. Higher it. I mean, it's higher fat content, so yeah, it's going to generally taste better.
Yeah.
You had me at cream.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, cream. Yeah.
So, Cass, you're sitting down. You can go to a restaurant. It's a Michelin 5-star restaurant. You order whatever you want. What soup are you ordering?
If they like
anything,
any kind of soup. I'm probably going to go with something that it's not on my regular repertoire, like it's something that I'm going to make. I'm probably going like a lobster bisque.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Really?
I was going to say seafood is probably what I'm going with. It's going to be extravagant. Like,
be extravagant.
The Kraken's going to be coming out of that cream soup. It's going to look like.
Yeah, if it's going to be cream-based soup, give me the lobster soup or crab of some sort. Like some kind of seafood for the soup if we're going extravagant. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm going with very, very fresh. I'm trying to find the name, but a fresh cream of mushroom soup, like with mushrooms that you foraged, from
wild mushroom soup.
Wild mushroom soup. Oh my gosh!
You know what? We also have to clarify here. Mex Bazooza with another good one in there, because I would like to sort of adjust. It also depends on the genre of restaurant.
Yeah,
right. Because I just kind of went with the general.
What are you doing deep south? I'm talking real deep south.
Real deep south?
Well, you got to go.
I mean, you could probably find like a gumbo. Like if we're going like Cajun, some kind of a gumbo, like a Michelin gumbo. Yeah,
but I got time in the day for ramen too.
Well, I was just about to say, like, if you're going because if we're looking like Japanese or something, like that's completely different. And that's completely different than like a lobster bisque. And if I did have to choose between the two, it's like, I want if we like, depending on what else I can get, like if this is the only thing I can order at the restaurant, like if this is the only thing I can order, I'm probably going to the ramen place to get soup versus we'll call it the American place or French place, the French style.
We had this yesterday. We had this question yesterday, Cass. Yeah. Well, if you had, what kind of soup, if you could only eat one type of soup for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably ramen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be ramen.
Yeah, because I said faux, a faux.
Yeah.
It's up there. I mean, very similar in style.
Right?
Yeah.
And as per Northside Sandwich, Michelin only goes up to 3 stars.
Yeah.
Where I had said a Michelin 5-star.
That's a general.
Well, I mean, that maybe there is a hidden Michelin, a couple stars out there. I don't know. Coming up next is EST Afternoons with Joaquin Gage and Hernan Salas, followed by the Reed Wilkins Show. It will be an abbreviated show today. We will be with you from 3 to 4:30. And then Tom Gazzola and Ben Thompson will take over for the GCL Diesel Oil Stream pregame show. And then Reed and I will join you and take you from 5:30 to 6. What's coming up on EST Afternoons?
Well, we'll go over last night's game and it's a unique
You can do highlight, lowlights?
Yeah, we do have some highlight, lowlights.
God bless you.
But it's a unique situation going to tonight's game after that win against Columbus, because Columbus kind of had that in their hand, right? And there was a fight in there. Got a little spicy. So we'll discuss on what might happen.
First game back for Columbus from that road trip too.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe you catch them a little bit. Kevin McCarthy, former Elk. We'll talk a little Grey Cup later on. Red Light District at 140. And tee up your show. That's it.
Thank you. All right. This was Two Guys and a Goalie presented by GS Construction. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for the rest of all the EST programming that will take you right up to the Oilers game. For Matt Kassian, Joaquin Gage, and myself, Jay Milne, thank you, and we'll chat soon.